Page number 144. Number 5. Establishment of university. The guide told the students that he had sympathy with their demand for a university. The people of this province would very soon get university of their own. But things do not take place overnight. It takes some time to achieve great things. They should work honestly to achieve these objectives. Number 6. Responsibilities of the students. The Qaid advised the students to feel their responsibilities towards their country. The country demands discipline, character, and education from them. They should work hard to make their country strong and powerful. Their country is like a garden, and they are like malis who should always work for the betterment of the garden. They should work hard so that they may be ready to face the national responsibilities when they grew old. They should think in terms of the country. Your responsibilities and your approach, Mane Rasai, to the political, social, and economic problems must also change. The duties required of you are now develop a sound sense of discipline, character, and initiative, Mane Peshkadmi, and a solid academic background. You must devote yourselves wholeheartedly, Mane Puri Diljami se, to your studies, for that is your first obligation, Mane Farz, to yourselves, your parents, and to the state. Number 7. Aim of the students. The guide told the students that their aim should not be to become government clerks. Now, better jobs are waiting for them. They should study science and get. Page number 145. Technical education. There is a wide range of banking and insurance for them. He gave an example of a BCom boy who got a clerical job at rupees 150 per month. Somebody took him to a bank and he was given rupees 500 a month. Now today after 4 years he was drawing rupees 1500 per month. The students should have it in mind. Number 8. Discipline. In the end, Qaid-e-Azam advised students not to forget discipline while trying to see him. They can form a line and be disciplined. Discipline should never be forgotten. He stressed for observing discipline in life. Chapter number 19. How many people? Urdu tarjuma. मुसन्निफ दुनिया की रोज़ अफज़ों आबादी पर अपने ख़यालात का इजहार करता है। माल्थिस ने 1798 में दुनिया की आबादी के मुतालिक जो पेशन गोई की थी वो अब पूरी होती नज़र आ रही है। आज से 2 लाख साल कबल पैदा होने वाले एक इंसान से आज दुनिया की आबादी 2.5 अरब इंसान हो गई है। आने वाले 30 सालों में इसमें 2 अरब का इजाफा हो जाएगा। आज से 100 साल पहले दुनिया की आबादी आज से निस्फ थी। आज से 40 साल बाद ये आबादी दोगुनी हो जाएगी। अगर दुनिया की आबादी में इजाफा की शरह यही रही तो आज से 600 साल बाद इस ज़मीन में हर फर्द के हिस्से में सिर्फ 1 मुरब्बा मीटर जगह आएगी, यानी सिर्फ खड़े होने की जगह, और वो भी सिर्फ इस सूरत में कि तमाम नाकाबिल रिहाइश इलाकों को काबिल रिहाइश बनाया जाए। साइंस की तरक्की की बदौलत शरह अमवात में कमी वाक़ हुई है। आदमी की औसत उम्र में इजाफ़ा हुआ है। अलावा अज़ीं आबादी के मुतालिक एदाद व शुमार भी गलत है। मसलन अंदाज़ा था कि चीन की आबादी 46 करोड़ होगी, लेकिन जब 1953 में मरदमशुमारी हुई तो ये आबादी 60 करोड़ थी। कम तरक्की याफ्ता ममालिक में आबादी में इजाफ़ा की शरह बहुत ज़्यादा है, जबकि तरक्की याफ्ता ममालिक में ये शरह कम है। आबादी में सबसे ज़्यादा इजाफ़ा एशिया और लातीनी अमेरिका में हो रहा है। जापान ने आबादी को खातिर पेज नंबर 146 ख्वाह तरीक़ा पर काम किया है, लेकिन अगर दीगर ममालिक ख़ानदानी मनसूबाबंदी पर अमल भी करें तब भी बेहतर नताइज की तवक्को नहीं। आबादी में गैर मुतनासिब इजाफ़े के बायस तरक्की की मौजूदा शरह कायम रखना नामुमकिन हो जाएगा। इस सिलसिला में बैनुल अक़वामी ताआवुन की अशद ज़रूरत है, वरना गरीब ममालिक के लोग फाका कशी का शिकार हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि आबादी में इजाफ़ा के तनासब से अनाज की पैदावार में इजाफ़ा नहीं हो रहा, और जूँ जूँ आबादी बढ़ती जा रही है फ़ीकस अनाज की मिकदार कम होती जा रही है। कम तरक्की याफ्ता और गैर तरक्की याफ्ता ममालिक इतनी पैदावार ना कर सकेंगे कि वहाँ की आबादी को खुराक मिल सके। अक़वाम मुत्तहिदा के माहिरीन का ख़याल है कि अगर दुनिया के तमाम ज़राए ख़ुराक को बरोए कार लाया जाए तो कुर्राए अर्ज़ पर 16 अरब अफराद को ख़ुराक मिल सकती है। समंदर के नीचे सब्जियां और मछलियां ख़ुराक का अहम ज़रिया हैं। ज़रूरी पैदावार में भी इजाफ़ा किया जा सकता है। सहराओं को आबाद किया जाए, कुतुब शुमाली और कुतुब जनूबी के बर्फ़ानी इलाकों को ज़रख़ेज़ बनाया जाए तो ज़रूरी पैदावार बढ़ सकती है। साथ ही ख़ानदानी मनसूबाबंदी पर अमल करना भी ज़रूरी है। अगर इजाफ़ा आबादी को ना रोका गया तो इसके नताइज बहुत संगीन होंगे। Important questions. Question number 1. What is the important problem faced by the world today? How can this problem be solved? Or describe in detail the methods by which we can face situation of increasing world population. Or how can the problem of ever-growing population be solved? Describe in details as laid down by Reach Calder in article How Many Peoples? Or in the course of 200,000 years of the Homo sapiens multiplied to reach the figure of 25 billion, it will take 30 more years to add another 2 billion. Page number 147. What has Richie Calder said about the rapid growth of the world population and the measures to check it? In the lifetime of a younger politicians of today, the demographic revolution, which takes no account of political ideologies, will have completely changed the pattern of world politics. Page 156. This sentence has been taken from Richie Calder's essay How Many People? State in your own words in what ways population growth will change world politics. Answer. Demographic means data relating to population, that is, the study of human population, facts and figures about birth, death, and diseases in the community. The rapid growth of population in the poor and undeveloped countries of the world and hunger and starvation in these countries can cause discontentment and resentment. It is most worrying and dangerous problem. This can threaten world politics and can bring revolution and changes in world politics. Answer. Number 1. Overpopulation. The world is facing a horrible, mane khaufnak problem these days. It is the problem of overpopulation, mane afrat abadi. There are many aspects, mane pehlu, of this problem. 1. The population, mane abadi, of the world is increasing at a tremendous, mane holnak rate. Second, the production of food grain is not rising at the page number 148, same speed. Hence the shortage, mane kami, of food is increasing day by day. Malthus, an economist, foretold, mane Peshangoiki, in 1798 that the world population has increased to 250 crores during the last 200 years. After 40 years, it would be double if the population goes on increasing at the same rate. A man will have only 1 square meter land for himself after 600 years in the world. It would mean only standing place for every man on this earth. There are two reasons for this. The medical facilities have decreased, mane kam karna, the death rate, mane sharai amwat, and increased average age, mane ausat umar, of the man. The population of the world is more today than it is supposed to be. Take the example of China. The population of China was estimated, mane andaza lagana, by UN experts, mane mahirin, to 45 crores, but actually it was 60 crores according to the official census, mane sarkari mardum shumari, in 1953. In the light of this example, we can see that other estimates of future population can also be less than real population. Number 2. High birth rate. Another important feature, mane khususiyat, of the increasing population of the world is that the rate of growth of population is more in underdeveloped countries than it is in developed, mane tarakki yafta, countries. In Asia and Latin America, the rate of growth of population is alarming. Japan had made successful efforts in controlling her birth rate. Number 3. Agriculture. World agriculture, manizarat, is not increasing at the same speed as the world population. As the population goes on increasing and the need for mutual, mane bahimi, help and page number 149. Cooperation among nations did not increase. The poorer countries will go to starvation, mane bhook and hunger. Number 4. Solution of the problem. The problem of scarcity, mane kami, of food is becoming more and more serious day by day. It can be solved if we adopt the following methods. Number 1. We should check the high birth rate by adopting the method of family planning. Number 2. We should develop our agriculture on scientific lines. The desert should be converted, माने तब्दील करना, into green fields. Barren lands should be brought under cultivation, माने ज़ेरे काश्त. Number 3. We should make use of sea vegetables. Fish is also an important source of food. Question number 2. Describe in details the methods by which we can face the situation of increasing world population. Or, how can the problem of overpopulation be solved? Describe in details as laid down by Richie Calder in his article How Many People? Answer. Methods to solve the problem of overpopulation. Richie Calder in his article How Many People has pointed out that the population of the world is increasing rapidly. If it goes on increasing at the present rate and no check is laid at this rapid growth, the world population will increase so much in the next 600 years that we shall have only standing place for every person in 2600 AD. This is a horrible picture. He has suggested methods to solve the problem of overpopulation. These are as under. Page number 150. Number 1. Cooperation among the nations. The developed माने तरक्की याफ्ता countries should cooperate the underdeveloped माने तरक्की पजीर countries. They should transfer technology and scientific knowledge to them. They should help not only in the field of agriculture but also in scientific field. The rich countries should help the poor ones generously. Number 2. Development of agriculture. The agriculture should be developed माने तरक्की देना on scientific lines to get rich crops. It should be mechanized desert माने रेगिस्तान and the barren माने बंजर lands should be brought under cultivation माने ज़ेरे काश्त. Slopes माने ढलवान of mountains should be used for growing crops. The north and south poles should be cleared of snow माने बर्फ and cultivation should be done there. Number 3. Seafood. We should make use of seafood. Our seas and oceans माने समंदर are full of vegetables and fish. We should use these vegetables and fish as food. Number 4. Control of population. Side by side with these methods, we should try to control population. If we do not check the rapid माने तेज growth of population, our efforts to increase food production will bear no fruit. We should act upon family planning effectively माने मौसर तौर से. If we go on increasing the population blindly, it will be like going to do a suicide माने खुदकुशी. Therefore, we should control the rapid growth of population on one hand and should increase the food production on the other hand. We can face the situation of increasing world population satisfactorily if we sincerely act upon the above cited methods. Page number 151. Chapter number 20. Education for Tomorrow. उर्दू तर्जुमा. पुराने लोग तालीम के नज़रिए मौका की यकसानियत पर ईमान रखते थे. इस नज़रिए का मतलब ये लिया जाता था कि ज़हीन बच्चों को तालीम दी जानी चाहिए. चुनाचे सिर्फ ज़हीन बच्चों को ही तालीम दी जाया करती थी और ऐसे बच्चे अमूमन अमीर या मुतवस्सित तबके से ताल्लुक़ रखते थे. गरीब लोगों के बच्चे तालीम से महरूम रहते थे. इस नज़रिए के हामी अफराद कहते थे कि ज़हानत हर एक को विरासत में मिली है. ज़हीन आदमी के घर ज़हीन बच्चा पैदा होता है. तालीम देकर किसी कन जहन बच्चे को ज़हीन नहीं बनाया जा सकता. जदीद तहकीक से ये बात साबित हो चुकी है कि ज़हानत मौरूसी चीज़ नहीं है, ये एक इक्तसाबी चीज़ है. मार्क्स और इसके हामी इस नज़रिए को मानते थे. वो कहते थे कि तालीम देकर किसी भी बच्चे को ज़हीन बनाया जा सकता है. हर बच्चे को तालीम के बराबर मौक़े मैसर आने चाहिए. माहिर नफ्सियात और जदीद आलिम इस नज़रिए की तायीद करते हैं. वो कहते हैं कि हर बच्चे को तालीम के बराबर और मसावी मौक़े मिलने चाहिए. जो लोग कदीम नज़रिए को मानते थे वही मफरूज़े पेश करते थे. अदबी वसाइल की कमी के बायस सब बच्चों को तालीमी सहूलतें मुहैया करना बहुत मुश्किल है. दोम तालीम सिर्फ लीडर या रहनुमा पैदा करने के लिए दी जाती है. इसलिए सिर्फ मुंतखब ज़हीन अफराद को ही तालीम मिलनी चाहिए ताकि वो आवाम की रहनुमाई कर सकें. सोम तमाम बच्चे कभी कभी यकसा तौर पर काबिल नहीं हो सकते. मुसन्निफ़ ने इन तीनों मफरूज़ों की तरदीद की है. पहले मफरूज़े के बारे में वो कहता है कि अब मुल्क की इक़्तिसादी हालत बहुत बेहतर हो चुकी है. इसका अपना मुल्क अमेरिका इस मकाम पर पहुँच चुका है कि हर बच्चे को ज़ेवर तालीम से आरास्ता करना मुमकिन है. लिहाजा हर बच्चे को तालीम हासिल करने का हक़ मिलना चाहिए. दूसरे मफरूज़े के जवाब में वो कहता है कि अब मुल्क में मुलाजमत के बेशुमार मौक़े पैदा हो चुके हैं. अब तालीम रहनुमा बनाने के लिए नहीं दी जाती, बल्कि मुलाजमत के बेशुमार मौके पर पुर करने के लिए दी जाती है। इसलिए हर बच्चे को तालीम मिलनी चाहिए। तीसरे मफरूज़े के जवाब में वो कहता है कि ये बात भी बेबुनियाद साबित हो चुकी है कि विरासत और जहानत दोनों इक्तसाबी चीज़ें हैं। सब बच्चे काबिल हो सकते हैं। तालीम से बच्चे को ज़हीन बनाया जा सकता है। पेज नंबर 152. Important questions. Question number 1. We know that not everyone in our society is getting the best possible education to meet his needs and to develop his abilities, and yet selection is said at present to be made on the basis of intelligence. Page 214. This sentence has been taken from Education for Tomorrow in East and West. Give in your own words a detailed account of the essay. One of the great drives towards improvement in education has always come from the passionate concern of the reformers with equality. Page 214. This sentence has been reproduced from John Wesley's essay Education for Tomorrow. Discuss in your own words the problem of providing to everyone the best possible education to meet his needs and to develop his abilities. Or, a great deal of debate about equality has now become out of date, since it is based upon three assumptions, none of which is any longer believed to be correct. Page 216. This sentence has been taken from John Wesley's essay Education for Tomorrow. What are these? Page number 153. Three assumptions. Discuss in your own words Wesley's view on the subject of education. Or, what is the old and new theory of education? Or, what do you know about the old concept of education? How does the author disapprove the old theory? Or, how does John Wesley prove his ideas about education are correct? And how are these different from the old ideas about education? Answer number 1. Theories of education. John Wesley, in this essay entitled Education for Tomorrow, tells us about education and its different theories as upheld. Mane Kaim Rehna in olden and modern times. Number 1. Old theory of education. The old theory of education about imparting education was called the theory of equality of opportunity. It meant that only the children of equal intelligence, mane zahanat, should be given equal opportunities to get education. The advocates of this theory said that only the children of high intelligence, coming from good homes, should get education. The children of poor people, that is, the laborers, etc., should not be given high education. Special scholarships, mane wazaif, were created for the students of high abilities, mane qabiliyat only. It was thought that children are born with a particular, mane khas, intelligence, mane zahanat, or dullness which they take in heredity, mane virasat, from their parents. Page number 154. Number 2. Modern theory of education. Modern educationists believe that the theory of equality of opportunities is unnatural and unreliable. Every child should get education irrespective of his family circumstances, mane halat. It is wrong to say that intelligence comes from family heredity, mane tawarus, which says that a child from a good home sent to a good school was sure to be more intelligent, but a child from poor home was unable to reach a school at all. A boy or a girl is not intelligent or dull by heredity. Education can give intelligence to poor boys and girls as well as rich ones. Intelligence, therefore, comes from education. So every child, whether intelligent or dull, mane kun zehen, should be given equal opportunities for education. Selective education is not good. Number 3. Three assumptions. The old educationists had three assumptions on which they based their theory of education. These assumptions, mane mafruze, are as under. First assumption. They believed that it was impossible to educate all the children in any country because of the lack of money. Education at a mass scale requires large material resources. Funds were not available, mane mahayya, for educating all the children. Second assumption. They believed that only a few children should be given education to be trained as future leaders of the nation. Most intelligent children should be picked up to be educated. They thought that intelligence is based on riches or heredity. Page number 155. Third assumption. They believe that ability has been given to man in fixed quantity, mane miqdar, which can be identified and which remain constant throughout the lifetime to an individual. Number 4. Disapproval of 3 assumption. The writer disapproves mane na manzoor all these assumptions and shows that they were wrong. Number 1. The first assumption is about lack of resources. It is wrong and incorrect. USA and other countries of the world have become very stable, mane mazboot, financially, mane mali taur par. They can afford to impart education to all the children of their country. Number 2. The second assumption is based on heredity. It is turned down by saying that intelligence is not based on heredity. Intelligence can be developed by education. Society presents a wide range of jobs which need the skill. So we must educate every child for a suitable job. Number 3. The third assumption is based on ability. It is also wrong because ability can be developed by education. Chapter number 21. Style and Purpose. उर्दू तर्जुमा. इस मजमून में मुसन्निफ ने अंग्रेज़ी ज़बान में तहरीर व तकरीर के कवायद बयान किए हैं. वो कहता है कि अंग्रेज़ी बोलते या लिखते वक्त कवायद और इंशा परवाज़ी के उसूलों को मद्देनज़र रखना चाहिए और ज़बान व बयान के रोज़मर्रा तरीक़ों से इनहराफ नहीं करना चाहिए. अगर हम मुरवजा मुहावरे इस्तेमाल करें तो हमें इनके वही माने मुराद लेने चाहिए जो आम तौर पर लिए जाते हैं. कवायद के उसूलों को सिर्फ वही मुसन्निफ नज़रअंदाज कर सकता है जिसको उसलूब तहरीर में ख़ासी दस्तरस हो. मशहूर व मारूफ मुसन्निफ ज़बान व बयान की नई राहें तराशते हैं और अपना अलग उसलूब बयान ढालते हैं. आम लिखने वाला आदमी भी हर मौका पर एक जैसे उसलूब का इजहार नहीं करता. ज़ाती कारोबारी पेज नंबर 156 और सरकारी ख़त व किताबत का अपना अपना जुदागाना अंदाज़ होता है. आम किस्म की गुफ्तगू में मुश्किल अल्फाज इस्तेमाल करना एक गलत आदत है. रोज़मर्रा की बातचीत के लिए फसाहत बलागत का इजहार मुनासिब नहीं. तनकीद की ज़बान आम बोल चाल से मुख्तलिफ होती है. इसी तरह फ़ालतू अल्फाज के इस्तेमाल से बचना चाहिए. फ़ालतू अल्फाज का बिला ज़रूरत इस्तेमाल बेकार बात है. किसी अम्र के बारे में हतमी राय का एक दम इजहार भी मुनासिब बात नहीं है क्योंकि कोई भी बात हतमी तौर पर यक ज़िम्मा बरी या अच्छी नहीं होती. हमें इसकी खूबियाँ और ख़ामियाँ मंजर आम पर लानी चाहिए. बाज़ लिखने वाले ज़ू मानी अल्फाज इस्तेमाल करते हैं ताकि नागवार बात को अच्छे तरीके से किया जा सके. इस तरह ज़रूरी है कि हम तहरीर को बगौर पढ़ें ताकि हमें मुसन्निफ़ के नुक्ता नज़र से वाक़फ़ियत हासिल हो सके. सियासतदान भी दानिस्ता तौर पर गुमराह कुन अल्फाज इस्तेमाल करते हैं. हमें इन्हें अच्छी तरह परखना चाहिए. Important questions. Question number 1. What are the views of R. Quirk about the style and purpose of writing English? Or narrate Quirk's idea about the importance of style and purpose of writing English. Or what are the main mistakes committed by a common man while writing English? Give example of each as given in the article Style and Purpose. Or part of the intricacy of coordination in using language lies in the different constraints operating in speech and writing. This line has been taken from Style and Purpose. Describe in your own words all the Quirk says about the 3 basic principles to be observed in all uses of language. Page number 157. Answer. 1. Knowledge of grammar. In the essay Style and Purpose, the writer tells us some things about writing and speaking English correctly. The person who speaks or writes English must be aware of the rules of grammar. Unless and until a writer learns to write grammatically correct English, he cannot be supposed to become a famous mane mashhur writer. Thus grammar comes first and the style, mane usloob, afterwards. Number 2. Knowledge of rules. One should know the rules of grammar as well as the common English usages before writing stylish English. We must take care of spoken English too. We must construct our sentences according to the English idioms and common English usages. Number 3. Letter writing. There are different styles of writing letters. We should not mind these styles. For example, we are quite frank, mane saaf, and free with personal, mane zati, friends. We are reserved, mane muhtat, in business or official letters. If we begin a letter with Dear Mr. Jones, we are bound to close. Yours sincerely. If we begin a letter with Dear Sir, we are bound to close with Yours faithfully. Each type of letter should be written with its own style, otherwise, mane varna, it will be quite wrong. Highly educated person does not mind different styles of letter writing. Number 4. Careful in writing. We should be careful, mane muhtat, in writing English. There are many words and phrases that are used in day-to-day speech, but we must not use them while writing. 4. Page number 158. Example. We can call a book awfully nice, mane खौफनाक तौर पर उम्दा, while talking verbally, but we must not write it in an essay about the book. Number 5. Use of words. There are some words that have lost their charm due to excessive mane बहुत ज़्यादा use. We should avoid the use of these words. We should not use more than one word for the same meaning. We should avoid mane ijtinab baratna, superficious mane faltu words such as vast majority of people. Number 6. Language of advertisers and reporters. The advertisers and reporters of the newspapers do not use appropriate mane munasib language. He gives two examples. One advertisement, mane ishtihar, was about cigarettes and the other was about soap. The advertisement about the cigarette said, smooth in the keyword, says Sigli. These words were written above the picture. Smooth to the lips, to the throat. These words were written beneath the picture. The advertisement did not say anything about the cigarette. The reporters of the newspapers have their own way of describing a thing. Number 7. Writer's advice. The writer advises us to know the point of view. The words should be studied carefully. Historians and politicians mane siyasatdan also misguide mane gumrah karna people by their ambiguous mane mubham language mane zaban. The reader must be careful in reading newspapers. Page number 159. Question number 2. 25 marks. Essays. Page number 160. Chapter number 2. Important essays. Essay writing. मजमून निगारी. लफ्ज़ essay फ्रांसीसी ज़बान के एक लफ्ज़ इससे से निकला है, माने कोशिश करना है. दरअसल मजमून निगारी अपने ख़यालात को अपने अंदाज में तहरीर करने की कोशिश का नाम है. मजमून की अक़साम. नंबर 1. वाक़याती मज़ामीन. नंबर 2. वस्फ़िया मज़ामीन. नंबर 3. फ़िक्री मज़ामीन. Number 1. Narrative essays. A. Historical stories. B. A fair, a marriage, a procession. C. Flood, fire, roadside accident. D. Journeys or voyages. E. Biographies. Number 2. Descriptive essays. A. Persons, animals, plants, minerals. B. Buildings, towns, countries. C. Manufactured articles. D. Aspects of nature. 3. Reflective essays. A. Development of aviation, Boy Scout movement. B. Coeducation, wonders of science. C. Proverbs, music, idleness. Page number 161. Hidayat. नंबर 1. उन्वान पर खूब गौर व खौज करके जहन में मवाद इकट्ठा कर लें. नंबर 2. अगर एक से ज़ायद उन्वानात दिए गए हैं तो इस उन्वान का इंतखाब कीजिए जिसके बारे में आप ज़्यादा जानते हैं. नंबर 3. अगर मजमून का खाका दिया गया है तो पूरी तरह उसकी पैरवी करें. नंबर 4. पहला पैराग्राफ छोटा लिखिए और इसके शुरू में मजमून से मुताल्लिक आम नोयत की कोई बात लिखिए. ये तारुफ होगा. नंबर 5. हर एक पैराग्राफ में एक ही मरकज़ी ख्याल हो तो बेहतर है. नंबर 6. मजमून का इख्तिताम आम बातों से कीजिए. नंबर 7. एक पैराग्राफ में एक ही ज़माना इस्तेमाल कीजिए. पेज नंबर 162. नंबर 1. Students and politics. All over the world, students try to poke their nose into politics. In Pakistan and India, student politics is a big problem. It causes much headache, mane sardard, for the leaders and the government of the country. The root, mane bunyadi, cause of students' participation, mane hissa, in politics lies in the historical background of our struggle, mane jaddojahed, for freedom. Now the question is whether students should take part in politics or not. The issue is controversial, mane mutanaze. Some are in favor of students' participation in politics and some are against it. Let us examine their arguments, mane dalail. Number 1. Arguments to take part in politics. Those who hold the students should take part in politics have 4 arguments to offer. First, students of today are the citizens of tomorrow. It is necessary that they should get more training in active politics along with their studies. This would make their education realistic and practical. They would learn to shoulder mane boj uthana, the responsibilities of life in future. Secondly, students are the citizens of their country. They have a duty and a right to see that the country is governed well. This is not possible without taking part in politics. Thirdly, students belong to no party and their approach to politics will be impartial, mane ghair janibdar. They can speak freely against the corrupt government and selfish politicians. Lastly, young blood in politics invigorates mane kuwat dena it. Elderly people are cool minded, young men are enthusiastic. Mane purjosh. Radical changes, mane mukammal tabdiliyan, need daring steps, courage, and zeal. If politics is left to the old, it suffers from inertia, mane jamud, and stagnation. Page number 163. Number 2. Arguments against students' indulgence. Those who are against students' indulgence, mane mashguliyat, in politics, have 3 arguments to support their view. First, politics is a serious and exciting occupation. The pursuit of study and politics are 2 different things. If students get involved, mane phans jana, in politics, their studies are ignored, mane nazarandaz hona, and careers, mane zindagi ruined, mane tabah ho jana. In this way, they cause a great national loss. They fail to come up to the expectations, mane tawakkuat, of their parents. Secondly, politics in the modern world is a hard job. It requires experience, wisdom, tolerance, mane kuwate bardasht, and patience, mane sabr. Students being young lack mane kami hona these qualities. They are not fully matured, mane puhta zehen. No doubt, they are the nation builders, but they should not start this nation building at such an early stage. Thirdly, students are young and rash. They can be very easily exploited by the experienced politicians. They are easily swept off by the ride of catchy, mane phadakte hue slogans raised by the politicians. In this way, they help politicians in exploiting the masses. Number 3. Correct opinion. Both views are too extreme. Students' participation bears good to society, but there is the danger of their falling victims to fortune seekers, mane mafad parast. In our country, common man is illiterate, mane jahil, or busy in earning his bread. Students are the only sections that can represent him, but it should not have some limits. They should study politics, discuss the matters, and express their views freely, but they should avoid mane bachna practical politics unless it is very necessary. They, page number 164, should prepare themselves for future. In this way, they can play their role in politics without any risk to their studies and career. Essay number 2. Women's place in our society. Number 1. Old conception. In the near past, women are considered inferior to men. They were debarred, mane mehroom, from taking part in social life. Their sphere of activities, mane sargarmiya, was limited to domestic, mane gharelu, work. Up to the 19th century, it was believed that women were the servants of the homes of their husbands. In those days, women were not allowed to take part in politics and social life and administration. Rousseau, the French philosopher, who was never married, once said, "The dignity of woman consists in being unknown to world. Her glory is the esteem, mane izzat, of her husband, her pleasure the happiness of her family." But time created new situations and the old outlook, mane nazriya, underwent a change. Number 2. Part played by women in present age. Quite recently, mane haal mein, women have come to take more and more prominent, mane ahem, part in many spheres of life. In some respects, they have excelled, mane aage बढ़ jana, men. In sports, intellectual, mane zehni, and artistic pursuits. In office and industry. They have set a new record of honesty and efficiency. They have succeeded marvelously as teachers and nurses. Goldsmith, the famous poet and writer, made a complaint 2 centuries ago. Women famed for their page number 165. Weller, their skills in politics or their learning have left the duties of their own sex in order to invade mane hamla karna, the privilege of ours. This is what the women were doing today. There is practically no field where women are not competing, mane mukabla karna, with men. In business, trade, industry, in the learned profession, mane almana pesha, in politics, administration, scientific research, literary and artistic activities. Eve, mane Hawa, is making herself felt everywhere. There are police and military officers. They are working as sale girls, as air hostesses, and as clerk and stenotypists. They are turning out men from the field of personal secretaries. As the days pass, we have to get more and more used to the idea of seeing women working side by side of men in riding, driving, flying, playing, even fighting. Even in Pakistan, we have women athletes, writers, leaders, administrators. They are fast discarding mane tark karna, parda, and taking part in outdoor life. Law has given women a status, mane haysiyat, equal to that of man. In nearly every democratic country, women have the right to vote. They are claiming better rights to property. Number 3. Women should not take part in public life. Many thinkers, including most of the Muslims, do not like the idea of women taking an active part in public life and in the profession. They argue that biologically, women's functions are different from men's. She has to be a mother. Women are not suitable for every job. They are too delicate, mane nazuk, to perform arduous, mane sakht duties of life. The real greatness of a woman lies in her role as mother. It is rightly said, the hand that rocks the cradle, mane pangura, rules the world. The mother who can bring up the right sort of children is really a great benefactor, mane mohsin, of the society. Page number 166. 4. Islamic conception. Islamic society gives a very respectable position to women. The Holy Prophet has said, verily, mane beshak, the paradise, mane bahisht, lies under the feet of your mother. It is a mother that can best serve nation. But it is clear that women will not return to their homes. The modern woman argues, mane dalil, that she can be a good mother and at the same time a good doctor or writer or administrator. As Susan B. Anthony, a famous woman worker, says, modern inventions have banished the spinning wheel, mane charkha, and the same law of progress makes the woman of today a different woman from her grandmother. Essay number 3. Knowledge is power. Number 1. Knowledge gives power. Physically, man is weaker than animals. He has no natural weapons of defense, mane difa. Yet we see that he is the master of all. He can overpower, mane maghlub karna, the strong and savage beasts. He has been able to gain a central position on earth. It is all through his knowledge and intelligence. Knowledge is the understanding of all religious, mental, moral, and physical, and the principles which regulate, mane baqaidagi se chalana, them. It gives man power over other things. Number 2. Various inventions. Man was a helpless being when he was sent to this earth. He discovered fire, learnt its use, and acquired power. His knowledge of physical science went on increasing. Mane बढ़ता रहा. During the course of time, he got mastery, mane ghalba, over the various forces of nature. He has invented telegraph. Page number 167. Telephone, steam engines, railways, aeroplane, rockets, and spaceships. Machines work for him. Atomic energy and electricity are his maid servants. He can fly in the skies and go deep into the oceans. Through the power of scientific research, he has conquered moon. It is all through knowledge. 3. Knowledge of self. The knowledge of the self and the other is also a great power. It is the greatest and the most valuable, manikimti, and powerful of all the branches of knowledge. It assists us to understand and read correctly the excellence and defects mane khamia of the human mind. It helps us to know our own merits. This consciousness mane vakfiyat of power urges us on the performance of miracles mane mojze. By self knowledge, we become alive to our own defects mane naqais and limitations mane hudud. This knowledge will stimulate us to correct our shortcomings. It broadens manevasi karna, our outlook, and enables us to solve our problems. True power is the power over the minds of others. It is the power not of might, mane takat, or violence, mane tashaddud, but it is the power of truth and love. Knowledge of others is of immense benefit, mane faida, in our practical life. If we know accurately, mane sahi, the wishes, sentiments, virtues, and vices, mane buraiyan, of others, we can easily lord, mane hukmarani karna over them. All great leaders or men are gifted with a remarkable knowledge of human nature. Number 4. Men of knowledge are the leaders. Educated persons are the springs of useful ideas and improvements. Mane islahat. The educated minority, mane akliyat, will certainly guide and lead the uneducated majority for all. Page number 168. Times to come. It has been observed, mane dekha jana, in all countries that men of knowledge are the leaders of every great movement. Man's art and literature, his philosophy and science, his music, his laws and institutions, mane idare, all reveal the power of knowledge. Our admiration of artists, writers, speakers, musicians, philosophers, and scientists is a tribute, mane tehseen, to this power. Number 5. Knowledge a source of wealth and fame. Knowledge is of immense help to us in the acquisition, mane husul, of wealth, rank, and fame. It is, therefore, 100 times super to gold. It confers mane dena power on us in every walk of life. Matures mane pukhta karna our wisdom. It makes us all round better, happier, and more useful. It makes us energetic, mane takatwar, efficient, and resourceful in a greater degree in the pursuit, mane taakub, of all the high ideal of life. The superiority, mane bartri, of one nation over another is also to its superiority in knowledge. A king is honored in his country, but a learned man is honored everywhere. This is the power of knowledge. Essay number 4. The future of English in Pakistan. Number 1. Arguments to expel English. There has been a great fuss, mane shor o ghoga, in recent years about replacing English with the national language. Some of our educationists have been advocating immediate steps to expel mane nikalna English from this country. They offer 4 reasons in support of their view. First, they say that no nation can achieve the highest creative level, mane takhleek sata, in a foreign language. They mean to say that no creative work is, page number 169, possible except in the mother tongue. Secondly, translation of the latest scientific books can enrich, mane mala mal karna, Urdu. Hence, no need of English. Thirdly, English is doing harm to the cause of national language. Lastly, much of the time of our students is wasted in learning English. Number 2. Criticism of arguments against English. The arguments against English are not based on deep thought and can be refused, mane rad karna. First, history does not support the view that creative work in a foreign language is not possible. Sir Isaac Newton's great book, Principle, was written in Latin and not in his mother tongue, English. Many creative works of high quality were written by the Persians, the Turks, the Central Asian, not in their mother tongue but in Arabic. Farab, Al-Biruni, Bu Ali Sina, Ghazali, Nasiruddin Tusi, and Shah Waliullah were non-Arabs, but wrote their masterpieces Mane Shahkar in Arabic. Allama Iqbal delivered his famous lectures in English. Secondly, real knowledge cannot be gained, mane hasil karna, through translations. Translators stand between the students and the author and the accuracy, mane sehat, of concept. The advanced students are denied, mane na milna, inkar karna, the access, mane rasai, to the original source. Then, knowledge is growing at a tremendous, mane azim, pace, mane raftar, from volume to volume. By the time a publication is translated, at least half a dozen books on the subject will have appeared. All our time and money will be wasted in translations. Thirdly, English has never done any harm to the national languages. The best creative and valuable work in our national or regional. Page number 170. Languages has been done by those who were masters of English. As such, our vernacular language are indebted mane ehsanmand to those who have command over English language. Lastly, it is our urgent need to be thoroughly conversant mane waqif with one advanced foreign language, be it Russian, German, French, or English. The study of at least one foreign language is compulsory even in advanced countries. If we abolish English and try to learn another language, it will waste more time. We have to background books and teachers in English. Number 3. Importance of English. We may not like English on the sentimental ground, but there are many reasons to retain mane rakhna English in our society till our own languages are rich. English is an international language and we need it at every step. It is a gate to the acquisition mane husul of knowledge in science and technology. Moreover, English has its roots mane jading very deep in our society. It cannot be done away with mane khatam hona so soon. English has been the official language for more than 2 centuries in our country. It is still used by executive, mane adliya, and the judiciary throughout the country. In many universities, it is used as a medium of instruction, mane talim, in cities as well as in towns. Lawyers, doctors, teachers, and other educated persons employ mane istemal karna this language for communication, mane ablag, tarsil of ideas. It remains the language of our educated classes. As a matter of fact, mane darasal, it has helped in shaping the minds, outlooks, mane nazriyat, and opinions of our people. Page number 171. Number 4. Attachment of English. Our intelligentsia, mane pade likhe zahin log, have a deep attachments to English. The importance of national language cannot be denied. But who are going to give these languages the place they deserve? Those who can enrich, mane malamal karna, these languages do not come forward. Our educationists and writers remained busy in raising slogans, mane nare, for national language. They could not produce something creative and valuable, mane kimti, during the last 50 years. As long as the educated class is under the influence of English, the national language, mane zaban, cannot take the place of English. That is for many more years to come. Essay number 5. Newspapers, or the use or advantages of newspapers, or the role of the press. Newspapers are very important in our life. All educated people like to read newspapers. Number 1. The latest news. Newspapers have many uses. They give the latest news to the people about the political affairs, mane muamlat, of the country. They describe mane bayan karna in detail, mane tafsil se, the policies of the government. They describe the activities of different political parties and leaders. They publish the speeches and activities, mane sargarmiya, of political leaders. Thus they tell us every day about the political conditions of our country. Page number 172. Number 2. Informations. Newspapers give us useful informations, mane malumat, about the economic affairs, mane muashi muamla, of the country. They tell us about the process of different things, about food production, mane khorak ki paidawar, industrial production, mane sanati paidawar, etc. We easily learn about the economic progress of our country by reading a newspaper every day. Newspapers tell us what is happening in other fields of national life. For example, education, religion, trade, etc. They show us the picture of the whole society, mane muashra. Newspapers publish news about other countries. They inform us what is happening in those countries in the political, economic, mane muashi, and other fields. They publish the speeches and statements of the leaders of foreign, mane Beruni, countries. We can learn about important events taking place in the world by reading a newspaper. Thus, we learn about wars, revolutions, Mane Inqilab, earthquakes, floods, etc. in different parts of the world. We learn about the work the UNO, Mane Aqwam Muttahida, is doing about them. Number 3. Medium of entertainment. Newspapers are also a good medium, Mane Zariya, of entertainment, Mane Tafri. They tell us a lot about films. They tell us about funny, Mane Muzahka Khiz, and interesting, Mane Dilchasp things happening in society every now and then, Mane Aksar. We can pass our time very well while reading a newspaper. Number 4. Newspapers should not mislead the people. Newspapers should try to give a true picture of society to the people. They should never try to mislead them. In fact, newspapers should be impartial, mane ghair janibdar, in as page number 173. Perfect a way as possible. They should favor neither any person nor any party. They should criticize mane pur tanqeed karni chahiye all those persons who do evil, mane badi, and harm to society, mane muashra. However powerful they may be, in advanced democratic countries, only that newspapers can succeed which is independent in its views. It publishes its material without fear or favor. Of course, the press can work independently only when the public knows democratic principles and desires to act on them. So, so there is need to educate and inform the public about the meaning and benefits of real democracy. Newspapers and magazines play a central role in a nation's life. They inform the people about facts and open their eyes to realities. Page number Essay number 6, Coeducation. Number 1, Meaning of Coeducation. Coeducation means the education of boys and girls in the same schools, colleges or universities. This is a modern concept, mane tasawwur, and it has made a remarkable rapid, mane tez progress. It was first introduced in Switzerland, but now it has become popular almost in all Europe and America. The eastern countries are also adopting this system gradually. In our country, opinions sharply differ on the issue, mane masla, of coeducation in colleges. Number 2, Arguments in favor of coeducation. The supporters of coeducation favor it namely on two grounds, one economical and other sociological. In the first place, they say that coeducation is economical measure in a poor country like Pakistan. It is not possible to page number 174 maintain mane kaim karna separate colleges for boys and girls, especially the vocational mane peshawarana colleges. A lot of money is required to equip mane musallah karna the libraries, laboratories, mane tajarbagahein and workshops. In the second place, the social contacts mane tallukat between the members of the two sexes are useful in many respects. Mane lihaz. The supporters of coeducation say that if boys and girls are educated together, they will develop in them a sort of mutual understanding. This understanding will be helpful in their future life as men and women. They believe that coeducation makes boys less coarse, mane ajad, and girls less morbid, mane sharmili. The boys become civilized and polite, and the girls get rid of their shyness, mane sharmilapan. Moreover, it creates a spirit of competition in studies. Both try their hard to outdo each other. Number 3. Arguments against coeducation. The arguments, mane dalail, of the supporters are weighty, mane thos wazni, but of those who are against are more weighty. Demerits of this system make its success in this country doubtful, mane mashkook. The opponents, mane mukhalfin of coeducation, argue that in a hot country like Pakistan, this system is impracticable, mane naqabile amal. Here boys and girls become young at an early age. Youth is blind and there is every possibility, mane imkan, that they may fall a victim, mane shikar hona, to their emotions. Then every one of us knows that ends and aims of education for the two sexes, mane jins, are quite different. The demands in education are different from each other, and therefore it is false, mane jhoot, economy to teach them in the same institution. Again, in Pakistan, colleges are very few and they are overcrowded. Co-education can prove economical, mane sasti, only in page number 175. Such cases where the number of students in the college is very small. Moreover, mane ilawa azim, we must remember that Islam disallows mane ijazat na dena, free mixing of boys and girls. It is for these reasons the opponents of co-education think that the system is not fit for our country. Number 4. Conclusion. To conclude, we may say that co-education is above objection, mane etiraz, in the professional colleges, where the ultimate goal of all the students is the same. But in art and science colleges, where the two sexes are prepared for the normal routine of life, co-education is unnecessary. Essay number 7. The educational value of broadcasting or advantages of radio. Number 1. An effective means of education. Nowadays, mane aajkal, every Pakistani citizen has radio sets and transistors. But here the people attach an undue, mane ghair zaruri importance, mane ahmiyat, to the entertainment value of broadcasting. The amusement side of broadcasting is, however, the least significant, mane ahem. Broadcasting is one of the most important educative forces in the modern world, mane jadid dunya. It has a wide sphere, mane halka, of listeners in every corner, mane kona, of the world, and thus it has conquered mane fatah pali, time and space. Mane khala, broadcasting is an effective, mane muassar, means of education of a nation on a mass scale, mane awami sata. In a country like our, page number 176, where most of the people are illiterate, mane jahil, it can be the most potent, mane takatwar force for educating public opinion. Various programs of broadcasting prove, mane sabit karna, its educational value, mane talimi कीमत. Number 2. Special program. Special programs are arranged, mane tartib karna, for school children. They broadcast time stories and nursery songs and rhymes for the education of the children. The topics of instruction are effectively explained. The radio cannot take the place of the teacher, but it can be of great help to him. It can supplement mane mukammal karna, his teaching. Interesting talks can be given on topics of history, geography, science, literature, and language, mane zabane. Declamation contest, mane takreer mukable, and speeches made by the young orators can be helpful to the students. Number 3. Informative lectures. Informative, mane malumati, lectures can be arranged for general public on health and hygienic, mane hifzane sehat. Great leaders and thinkers can be invited to deliver valuable lectures. These lectures can be of a great educative utility. Expert knowledge, mane ilm, can be shared by the man in the street. Directions, mane hidayat, can be given to the people how to save themselves from epidemics, mane wabain, and how to live a healthy life. These lectures also help to improve the language and pronunciation, mane talaffuz, of the people. Number 4. Current news. Radio's broadcast, mane nashar karna current news, much to the benefit of listeners. Even illiterate people can know much of. Page number 177. They regularly, mane baqaidgi se, listen to the radio. They do not know to read, but they can certainly learn many things by listening. So broadcasting is one of the best means of making people literate, mane khwanda, and informed. Their ignorance, mane jahalat, may be removed to a great extent through radio news. Number 5. Useful for women. Broadcasting can be very useful for women also. Most of the women in Pakistan are uneducated, mane na khwanda. Midday programs can be broadcast for them. The villagers may be benefited, mane fayda uthana, by broadcasting. Radio set goes a long way in banishing, mane dur karna, ignorance, illiteracy, mane nakhwandgi, and superstitions. Thus broadcasting has vast possibilities for educating any nation. But it requires well thought programs and careful planning, mane mansuba bandi. Essay number 8. Wonders of Science, or Value of Science in Everyday Life, or Science in the Service of Humanity, Men, or importance of science. The progress today is all because of science. Science has brought a great revolution in all the fields of our life.